For thousands of years, humanity has searched for materials that could protect us from the elements, from the cold, from heat, from the harshness of our environment. But imagine a material so revolutionary that it seems to defy the very laws of nature. A substance that's 99.8% air, lighter than a feather, yet stronger than you'd ever believe. A material so ethereal it's been called frozen smoke, yet so powerful it helped win a world war and now reaches beyond our planet into the depths of space. This is the story of Aerogel, and it's far stranger and more important than you ever imagined. The year is 1931. In a laboratory at the College of the Pacific in California, a chemist named Samuel Stevens Kistler is conducting what seems like an unusual experiment. He's made a bet with a colleague about whether you could replace the liquid in a gel with gas without causing the gel to collapse. It sounds like academic curiosity that leads nowhere. But Kistler is about to create something that will echo through nearly a century of human innovation. What Kistler discovered that day was a substance unlike anything the world had seen. By carefully removing the liquid from silica gel through supercritical drying, heating and pressurizing it until liquid and gas phases become indistinguishable, he created a solid that was barely there at all. Imagine holding a cloud in your hand, translucent, almost ghostly, with a faint blue tint that makes it seem more like captured mist than actual matter. But this frozen smoke possessed impossible properties. It could support thousands of times its own weight. It could insulate against extreme temperatures better than almost any known material, and it weighed almost nothing. For nearly a decade, Aerogel remained a scientific curiosity. Then came September 1939, and World War II demanded innovation at a pace humanity had never seen. Every advantage mattered. Every material could mean the difference between victory and defeat. Suddenly, Kistler's impossible material found its purpose. The military applications were immediately clear. Submarines needed insulation that wouldn't add weight. Aircraft required protection from extreme altitudes, where temperatures plummeted far below zero. Sensitive equipment, early radar systems, communication devices, optical instruments, needed protection from temperature fluctuations that could mean mission failure. Aerogel became a classified asset, a secret weapon that didn't explode or fire bullets but gave Allied forces an invisible edge. Its thermal insulation properties were extraordinary. A thin layer could protect as well as materials 10 times its thickness. In a war where every ounce mattered, where fuel efficiency and payload capacity could determine the outcome of battles, this was honestly quite revolutionary. But here's what makes this story truly fascinating. Most soldiers, most engineers, most of the people who won that war never knew Aerogel existed. It worked in silence, an invisible guardian against the elements. When the guns finally fell silent in 1945, the military secrets of wartime began seeping into civilian life. Scientists who had worked with Aerogel during the war remembered its remarkable properties. The Cold War and space race created new demands. Aerogel found its way into cryogenic systems, insulating pipes carrying liquid nitrogen and oxygen at temperatures that would shatter ordinary materials. It appeared in industrial processes where extreme temperature control was essential. But there was a problem. Aerogel was extraordinarily difficult and expensive to produce. The supercritical drying process required specialized equipment and, well, really precise control. The resulting material was fragile, brittle like glass, prone to shattering. For decades, aerogel remained trapped in a paradox, incredibly useful but just too impractical for widespread use. Then something remarkable happened. In the 1980s and 90s, researchers began cracking the manufacturing puzzle. New techniques emerged for creating aerogel at lower costs with improved properties. Scientists learned to make flexible aerogels that could bend without breaking. They created transparent versions that could let light through while providing incredible insulation. Each variation opened new possibilities. By the turn of the millennium, aerogel was experiencing a renaissance. NASA embraced it for space missions, using it to insulate rovers exploring Mars. The Stardust mission used aerogel to capture particles from a comet's tail. The material structure was just perfect for catching these tiny samples traveling at thousands of miles per hour. In 2006, when Stardust returned to Earth, it brought back the first pristine comet material ever collected, preserved within aerogel's ghostly embrace. But aerogel wasn't just reaching for the stars. It was coming down to Earth in ways that would have absolutely amazed Samuel Kistler. Today, this material that once was a wartime secret is improving your life in ways you probably never notice. It's in building insulation, creating walls that are thinner yet more effective than anything previously possible. It's in winter jackets, providing warmth without bulk. It's in windows, creating panes that insulate like walls while remaining transparent. Some smartphones use it to manage heat. Oil companies use it to insulate pipes crossing frozen tundra or scorching deserts. And we're only beginning to understand what's possible. Researchers today are exploring applications that honestly seem like science fiction. Aerogel-based filters that could purify contaminated water. Aerogel supercapacitors that might, store electrical energy more efficiently than current batteries. Medical researchers are investigating whether its unique structure could serve as scaffolding for tissue regeneration, helping the body heal itself in revolutionary ways. The environmental implications are, staggering. Buildings insulated with aerogel require less energy for heating and cooling, reducing carbon emissions. Vehicles using aerogel components burn less fuel. As humanity grapples with climate change and resource scarcity, materials like aerogel become absolutely essential. A material that's 99.8% air, yet performs like something solid. That's exactly the innovation our future demands. And then there's space, the final frontier that has always pushed humanity to develop better materials. As we plan to return to the Moon and reach Mars, aerogel is there in the blueprints. Future lunar bases might use aerogel insulation to protect astronauts from temperature extremes. Spacecraft designed for deep space could use aerogel to reduce weight while maintaining protection. The same material that kept World War II equipment functioning might one day help humanity become a multi-planetary species. There's something profound about this journey. A material born from a simple bet, refined in humanity's darkest conflict, slowly transformed into a tool for exploration, sustainability, and progress. Aerogel's story is our story. The story of human ingenuity, of finding solutions to impossible problems, of taking something as insubstantial as air and making it work miracles. We live surrounded by invisible innovations that work so well, we never think about them. Aerogel reminds us to appreciate the extraordinary science and engineering that makes modern life possible. The future will bring materials even more remarkable, but Aerogel's legacy shows us something essential about human nature. We are creatures who never stop innovating, who turn curiosity into capability, who make the impossible real. If this story amazed you, subscribe to Through Time and share it with someone who appreciates the incredible innovations hiding in plain sight all around us. There are countless stories like this waiting to be told, and we're just getting started.